All right, welcome back to Whiskey Congress. Another whiskey, one I've never had before. I've never even had anything from this distillery before. Port Charlotte Scotch. This is the Scottish barley heavily peated Scotch. It lives up to its name. It is very heavily peated. It's on the nose. It's like in your face how much peat there is, which is right up my alley when it comes to whiskey. So I love it. It's not going to overtake Lagavulin because it doesn't have any smoke, or it doesn't have much smoke.
Go ahead.
So anyway, a lot of peat, really good flavor. It's 50% alcohol, so it's got the good kind of burn. Like you feel it, it warms you up going down, but it doesn't like offend you on the tongue as you taste it. That might have sounded weird. I gave it a 92.
So we're actually both right in the same. Like I gave it a 92 as well. I'm a big fan of Port Charlotte, in specifically this particular offering. It's strong. It's got the flavor, and it's not at a bad price point either.
No, $70, roughly.
Right. And
Not cheap, but
it's not
cheap.
cheap.
It's not
but
150.
we're in the world of Scotch,
Right.
So Scotch are going to pay a little bit more for it, and I think this is one where with the ABV at 50%, with the flavor, which to me,
Super peaty. Oh
right?
my goodness.
I mean, it's just that, and so you say there's not a lot of smoke, which is interesting to me. Because I think that there is a fair amount of smoke, but it's not.
The peat overpowers it, I think.
Right. They balance each other out, and some people will sit there and say, well, if it's peaty, then that means it has to be smoky, and that's not necessarily true. Peat and smoke are two different things, although I think that they often kind of get confused as the same thing.
And another thing I'll say about it, and this is kind of a weird word to use, but it's very salty.
No, it's not. That's actually not a weird thing. I think that hits right on the head.
And that also right up my alley. This is a solid quality whiskey. 92 I might even have wanted to kick it up a notch, but I'm happy with 92, and we ended up on the same page. So there's your whiskey for the week. For those of you watching us on YouTube and waiting for the rest of the show, we got to get into politics. We can't help ourselves there. You want to give us a run through?
Yeah, so some of the things that we're going to talk about, CNN and this whole issue with fake news and where they're at with their story regarding the whole Russia-Trump Tower meeting. We're going to talk a little bit about school shootings. There was a report that came out on NPR that was eye-opening to say the least. We'll talk a little bit Ron DeSantis running for governor in Florida.
Right.
Is he racist? Is he not? I don't know.
Yes,
Probably
you do.
He is. A little bit about the Catholic Church.
Yes.
The Catholic Church. And we have, the numbers came back on Hurricane Maria, on the number of lives that were taken and impacted by that terrible situation in Puerto Rico. Then there's Roy Oliver and Jordan Edwards. Roy Oliver was a police officer down in Dallas who shot and killed Jordan Edwards as he and his friends and his brother were leaving a party. And then we'll get into some sports stuff. The Williams sisters,
Right.
Playing each other. Their first time playing each other since Serena was pregnant. And we'll do a little bit of an NFL preview.
We kind of have to, right?
Yeah, we absolutely
Seasons are
have to.
next week. All right.
I got fantasy drafts going on left and right. There's a lot going on in the NFL. We're not turning our backs on the NFL because of one reason or another. So if you're one of those people, then you need to listen to our show, stop being an annoying snowflake, and just enjoy the NFL for what it is, right? Put your politics aside. And so that's what we'll get into right now.
Let's roll. All right, we're paused here.